is Wrestling Reverb. And now your host, Josh Robinson.
Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Wrestling Reverb. I am your host, as always, I am Josh Robinson. And it's SummerSlam week. There's a lot to talk about from Raw and SmackDown with the go-home shows to SummerSlam. Both really, really good shows this week. So much to get through. Just quickly, obviously with SummerSlam happening Monday morning Australian time, but Sunday night for majority of the world and stuff like that. But let's say SummerSlam and NXT Takeover. There's a lot of ground to cover. I will just quickly say that there will be a SummerSlam prediction show happening. I'm going to get it out on the weekend and stuff like that. So much to cover in that, so I won't get into too many predictions for SummerSlam on this kind of episode, but this is just Raw SmackDown, as always, my dual review show. Let's address the main thing from these two episodes. Dean fucking Ambrose is finally back. I think I've stated on this podcast before, I'm not the biggest fan of Dean Ambrose. I never really have been. I didn't dislike Dean Ambrose. He's just kind of, not on my top-tier favorite kind of person. But that's either. Holy shit. What an... Just reaction alone, Dean Ambrose, I think everybody collectively just were chomping at the bit to see Dean again. He looks in absolutely incredible shape. This dude is jacked. He has come back and he is in fantastic shape. Little bit of an edgier look. Helping going to be in Seth's corner at SummerSlam and finally evening the odds against Dolph and Drew. Perfect timing. Would I have liked to seen it at SummerSlam in Brooklyn? Yes, but this crowd on Raw were absolutely into everything. It really couldn't have worked out too much better than that. Great way to end Raw. Great way to end a pretty great Raw. I was very critical of Raw last week. I didn't really get too much into Raw last week because it wasn't that great. But man, oh man, did this one change it up. And what a great ending to Raw. Staying on the subject of Raw, first I have to just say, we did lose a very, very big part of the wrestling community. I mean, any loss in this business is always, emotional, and because us wrestling fans are so involved in WWE, in pro wrestling, that any loss is hard. But this one was particularly hard because we're so close. It's so close to us with anyone that's watched Total Divas or anyone just who is a fan of Natalya, or just, obviously everyone knows who Natalya is. Her father, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, passed away. He was only 63 years old. Very sad. All my thoughts and love go out to Natty and all of her family. And, wrestling deaths always hit me quite hard, but this one hit me particularly hard. It's never easy for anyone, and you just feel sadness for people you admire and look up to in this business. And Natty is always a class act, and we wish her all of our love and all of our support in this time, and hope to see her again soon back in the ring doing what she loves. But yeah, thoughts are with Natty. So back onto Raw. Raw starts with Ronda Rousey. Huge ovation for Ronda going into SummerSlam. A lot of momentum on Ronda's side. She brought out Ember Moon, who then took on Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss cut a brilliant promo to kick off Raw in the defense of herself and at Ronda. And I've said what I've said about Alexa Bliss. A lot of people are on the same boat, is that she just says some things in interviews and that really grind everyone's gears. And, she's accused of, not really taking bumps properly. And, it is what it is. But taking that all away, this girl can really captivate an audience. She had everyone on the palm of on the edge of their seats, in the palm of her hands. She really does know how to cut a really good promo. Now, some might say that a lot of Alexa Bliss's promos are kind of one-dimensional. She has the same kind of promo, but this one was particularly very, very good. Credit where credit's due, Alexa did that very well. I'm excited for Ronda and Alexa this weekend at SummerSlam. It's just falling into place very nicely, this. And I really love how Ronda has very, with the exception of a few little bumps and bruises, has barely gotten her hands on Alexa Bliss. I think that's a moment in Brooklyn at SummerSlam that is going to be pretty damn incredible. I'm ready for Ronda. I think it's time for someone else other than Alexa Bliss to be in kind of that top spot, but this is the perfect match for SummerSlam. I don't think there really is too much bigger than this for the Raw Women's Championship right now than Ronda and Alexa. Alexa is probably the number one heel in the women's divisions of both brands, I would say. I believe that. But I just think it's time for someone other than Alexa. But nonetheless, brilliant promo. A very good match with Ember Moon. Ember Moon nearly got the win. Foxy was there to stop it. Ronda comes in. She's ready to win the Raw Women's Championship. We're all ready to see Ronda win the Raw Women's Championship. Very excited for SummerSlam in that aspect. Baron Corbin had some stuff. He's fighting Finn Balor at SummerSlam. That'll be fun. It's a rematch. It is what it is. Owens and Braun had some more stuff. I'm ready for Owens and Braun at SummerSlam. I'm excited to see the result of that match because I'm not completely convinced that Braun is holding on to this. I could see Owens getting this in some kind of dirty, cheap way, but I could see it happening. I'll get into more of that on my SummerSlam prediction show, but I could see that going either way. It was a handicap match on Raw with Finn and Braun taking on... it was a tag team match, I'm sorry. It was originally a handicap match, but Braun and Finn taking on Jinder Mahal and Kevin Owens. Baron Corbin attacked Finn at the end of the match. It was a nice, fun little tag match. It was what it was. As we head into SummerSlam, like I said last week, there's more anticipation for the big matches as per usual, but there's a lot of rematches. This week I kind of was like, I'm okay with that. The rematches that are there, I'm, for the most part, very excited for. This week has really changed my perception on SummerSlam. I'm a lot more excited after watching these two episodes of Raw and SmackDown. I do have to go into Renee Young. As everyone knows, I'm a massive, massive fan of Renee, and I was so excited for her opportunity this week on Raw to commentate. First ever woman to do it in its entirety. She did a fantastic job. She's improved leaps and bounds since her NXT days as a commentator. It really fit. It didn't feel unnatural. She has the right kind of approach to commentating. I want Renee as a permanent commentator on either Raw or SmackDown. She proved that she can do this. Natural fit. It adds a little bit of a difference to the show. More Renee Young, the better. And I think it's time that we have a female in this role. Listen to my last episode and I'll go down my points of why. But Renee did fantastic. Props to her. And yeah, I love Renee. She's just great. As we head into SummerSlam, like I said, the most anticipated matches that we're kind of, looking towards have a lot of momentum behind them, and one of them is, of course, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns coming out and saying, he's going to win the Universal Championship, as he normally does. Paul Heyman comes out and rather chirpy Paul Heyman after a fantastic promo or backstage skit last week. Paul was rather happy and upbeat. He was trying to convince Roman to maybe think about having Paul Heyman in his corner. To a rather receptive crowd chanting, yes, yes, yes. I was one of them. I was like, this could be kind of fun, but I knew what Roman was going to say. However, he gave him the note, said to have a look over this kind of agreement and give me my answer at SummerSlam. Roman took the note, and then a little pepper spray in the eye from Paul, and we just got worked again by Paul Heyman. Fantastic promo again. Roman hung in there very well as well. Great segment. Brock comes out, destroys Roman, and we're all set for SummerSlam for these two. I'll get into more of that again on my SummerSlam prediction show, but this is... I have my expectations set low for the actual match after what I've seen at WrestleMania, but what is to come of it, the result, the crowd, everything in between, I am excited for. I'll admit when I'm excited for something or not. I might not be on the same page as everyone else. I'm excited to just see what happens. Not so much for the actual match itself, but I'm excited to see what happens. Moving on to the Triple Threat Tag Team Championship match. It was the Leader of Worlds, the Revival, and the current Raw Tag Team Champions, the B-Team. B-Team's theme music is... I'm on the other side of it. I think it's... I'm just not a B-Team guy. I think it's too far to the silly side. Why are they Raw Tag Team Champions already? Kind of deal for me. But, you know... Whatever, it is what it is. It was a pretty good 3-team match. I honestly think this should have been on the kickoff of SummerSlam. But whatever, Bray goes down. B-Team steal the win from the Revival, which sets up the kickoff match between the Revival and the B-Team. For SummerSlam, it was a fun match. B-Team are still undefeated somehow. But yeah, it was a fun match. We had some stuff with Ruby Riott returning to the ring. She fought Sasha Banks. Standard, their spot of Raw. They're in the same spot of Raw every week. Sasha goes down to a roll-up from Ruby. Same stuff with them. I'm upset that Sasha Banks, Bayley, and the Riot Squad don't really have a spot on SummerSlam. There is no spot really left for them on SummerSlam because we have 3 matches on the kickoff. We have a very set card. They do not have time for this match. But it's what it is. It's a little disappointing. But what can we do? I can't make something happen out of nothing. I watched this. So I didn't notice this as I was watching Raw. I noticed it kind of on Twitter and when WWE put up the video. There was a bat that got into the at ringside during the Alexa Bliss and Ember Moon match, and Ronda Rousey was, very visibly, she audibly said, "Oh my God, there's a bat." It was right near her, so I probably wouldn't like to see a bat near me when I'm, literally at my job. So that was funny. Just a little tidbit note there. It was funny. What else have we got on Raw? Not too much more other than... we had Elias. I will mention the Elias stuff. He had his fan or something in the ring, and Bobby Lashley destroyed him. Elias has got a concert coming up at SummerSlam. That could be kind of fun. I go back and forth on Elias all the time. Sometimes I'm Elias's biggest fan, and other times I don't want anything to do with Elias. So I take that day by day. We get into the main segment of Raw, and it is a contract signing. Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins. Now, all night, Kurt Angle had been saying, Seth is coming. There's some travel issues. He was in China doing PR, so, Dolph was like, if he doesn't show up to the contract signing, he can't sign the contract, therefore it's a forfeit. Dolph Ziggler cut an absolutely fantastic promo. Sometimes Dolph comes out of the blue with these. This was one of those times. Dolph, one of the better promos he's cut of his entire career. It was a brilliant, brilliant promo. Very passionate, very, very truthful. It was just a really good promo. Now, as he signs the contract. He says, Seth's not here, so we're going to declare Dolph Ziggler the winner by forfeit. Seth comes out, monstrous reaction, says his travel issues were not his but someone else's. And if Dolph Ziggler is going to have a psychopath in Drew McIntyre in his corner, then he's going to have a lunatic. And out comes Dean Ambrose to an absolutely monstrous reaction. Dean Ambrose looking jacked as all hell. Comes in, they clear house, we see a super kick, we see a dirty deeds. Dean Ambrose is back and he's going to be in Seth Rollins' corner at SummerSlam. What an incredible moment, what an incredible ending to Raw. What an incredible moment. Renee Young is on commentary. She's watching her husband return after a 9-month hiatus. She knows more than anyone else what he's been going through to get back to rehab his injury and get back. Dean looks incredible. I'm excited to see where this heads, if this heads to other things with Dean and Seth, if we just get kind of just a nice little, fun time at SummerSlam where Seth regains the championship. We don't know, but man, what a Raw, what a moment. I loved Raw this week. There wasn't too much sourness to it. Just a great show. As we head into SummerSlam with on the SmackDown side, same thing again. Just great stuff. We kick off with the women again on SummerSlam, on SmackDown Live. My apologies. And it's Charlotte, Becky, Carmella. It's the usual stuff. Carmella said that Becky was, may have had a chance one-on-one, but now Charlotte's in there. Standard stuff. Great promos by all three ladies. I'm ready for their triple threat match at SummerSlam. I'm very, very ready for it. I've been very vocal. If you on here, on this podcast, on my Twitter, on my Facebook, I'm very excited for Becky Lynch I want to see her win the championship. With the equation adding, with Charlotte adding in, I don't know if we're going to get that, but I'm excited. This match could steal the show. It really could. It has the potential. I do honestly mean that. It has the potential to steal the show. Paige comes out, announces a tag team match with Carmella on commentary. It'll be Charlotte and Becky taking on Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. On another note, I've been I have high praise for Mandy Rose all the time. I love Mandy. I think she's got a very bright future. Really good tag team match. It showed everyone off really nicely with Sonya and Mandy. Becky Lynch was a little bit reluctant to tag in Charlotte by the end, so she just won the match herself. There was a little backstage segment when, Charlotte was saying, "Why didn't you tag me in?" Becky said, "I didn't even realize." They do their tea thing. This is the little things I notice about stuff like this. Becky drank the tea. Charlotte did not. Take that for what it is. I'm probably reading too much into things, but I just noticed that. I want Charlotte to turn. I think everyone knows that Charlotte is just a more natural, better heel. I want to see Charlotte Becky again. That'll be fun. And I just want Carmella to drop the championship. So anything to get the title off of her, and I'm happy. I've been very critical of Carmella, as a lot of people have been, and I'm still no different now. But she does cut really nice promos. Her ring work is just not up to par of the women's evolution. Moving along, we had Sanity and New Day in a 6-man tag. Great stuff. New Day come out on top. They're going against the Bludgeon Brothers at SummerSlam. Same stuff. They had an incredible match with the Bar last week. We'll see what happens there. The Bludgeon Brothers beat another 3 random team. I think they were called the Triple Threat. They didn't do very frickin' well. Bludgeon Brothers just, no pun intended, bludgeoned them. All Night We'll hype with the Jeff Hardy return. He's in action on this. Miz and Mrs. got renewed for a second season. There was a 3-part series to Daniel Bryan and The Miz on SmackDown this week, and it highlighted the 8 years that we've been waiting to see this match. And man, oh man, I'm very keen for Bryan and Miz. It's another match that could potentially steal the show. We've waited for so long. The hype is so high. They have to live up. It's just a match that doesn't need too much hyping because we have so much history behind it, and this is the perfect way to do it. They're not really touching too much nice in-depth video packages. It was just great stuff. Honestly, I'm so ready for it. It just highlighted everything. I'm just ready to see this match. Daniel Bryan got announced with the return of the WWE 2K Showcase in 2K19 this year. It's going to be a Daniel Bryan mode, playing through his career. Bryan is... I won't say he has as much momentum as he had coming off his return, but this match maybe just put him back in that slot. Great stuff. I love both the guys. They're both very good. And it's just a very, quote-unquote real kind of story. Aiden English took on Almas. Good kind of match there. Almas gets the win. Promo with Almas and Vega, and then Lana and Rusev come out, and they're on the kickoff at SummerSlam with the mixed tag match. I'm pretty hyped for that. I've been kind of into this story. I love Almas. I love Vega. Lana's gotten incredibly better in the ring, and it's Rusev Day. So I'm hyped for all of that. Yeah, fun little stuff there. Jeff Hardy took on Shelton Benjamin. I think this rest that Jeff Hardy's had, or supposed rest that he's had, he doesn't look as gassed in the ring. He doesn't look as physically he's in pain. There was a few, a month or so ago where I was watching Jeff and I was generally concerned. I was like, oh, this isn't good. Jeff may need to think about getting ready for, that dreaded retirement time. But Jeff's put his body on the line for so long. And, you don't want to see anyone be in physical pain. But that being said, he looked a lot better against Shelton this week. Shinsuke came out. Jeff got the upper hand. Jeff hit the swanton. We're going towards the United States Championship match. Randy Orton was lurking in the background watching on, so he's going to play a factor, as everyone's kind of aware, for the United States Championship match. I'm excited for that. I love Jeff Hardy. Shinsuke Nakamura is so fun. Randy Orton is on another level of himself right now. He's just knocking everything out of the park. I'm really excited for that. Samoa Joe and AJ Styles had a promo to end SmackDown. I know people are going to be either loving this or maybe not so loving this. Maybe on a little bit of a, this is a little bit too much kind of thing. I'm on that. I don't love when they use... I wouldn't say I don't love when they use personal stuff, because I do in some regards, but this to me isn't believable. I'm not knocking it because I am excited, and I do like how they're going outside of the box and trying to make this as personal as possible. But it has the tendency with me, this is just a personal thing, of coming off a little cheesy, a little unbelievable. And everyone knows AJ Styles, is a family man and stuff like that. But nonetheless, it was still a very good promo. It was still a very good segment. I'm still very excited for their match at SummerSlam. But I'm not going to harp on and be too critical of it, because I know what they're doing. It's just a personal thing for me that I don't love. But I know some people do, and that's their right to, and I don't even knock it, because it's just a personal thing. I know it's a me thing. I just don't really love that kind of stuff. Both shows this week did incredible jobs of hyping SummerSlam. I'm really excited for it. The only reason I'm kind of jumping towards both is because I also have something else to talk about. I just thought I'd chuck this in there. NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4 is this week, and I thought I'd chuck my 2 cents about that and chuck in my predictions for that show. I was going to do this as a standalone episode, but as I've said in the past, I try to keep up with NXT as much as I can. I watch what I need to watch, or what I'm told to watch, what I know is going to be good. But I just don't think it warrants itself for a standalone, so I'm just going to throw it in here at the end of my SmackDown and Raw reviews as we head into SummerSlam weekend. So, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4, if you look at the card that is presented, it looks pretty intense. There is a lot of good stuff coming up. So let's get right into it. EC3 and Velveteen Dream are going at it at Brooklyn. Both of these guys are very good. EC3, obviously coming from Impact and originally from the original not the original season of NXT, but, I think he was in like season 3 or 4 or something. He was on NXT Redemption a lot as Derek Bateman. But EC3 has come leaps and bounds since that time. Velveteen Dream is so great. They've had some... If you haven't watched their kind of vignettes and promos going into this match, I suggest you really do, because they've been some of the greatest stuff on NXT programming in a very long time. My prediction for this match is Velveteen Dream. He needs a win. He's proven himself that he's very good. I expect these two to have a really good match. Velveteen doesn't really have bad matches. EC3 is pretty good in the ring, but I was expecting a Velveteen Dream victory. We move along to the NXT Tag Team Championship match. Undisputed Era and Mustache Mountain got Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. Tyler Bate, Steven. It's just going to be fun. If you haven't watched their previous 2 Tag Team Championship matches, another thing I suggest you do is watch that, because, wow, they are really very, very good matches. We had the title change and the switch back. This is their rubber match, round 3. It's just going to be very good. I'm leaning towards more an Undisputed Era retain. I wouldn't be super shocked to see it go the other way, just so we can continue this, because there is a little bit of depth in the NXT Tag Team division, but there isn't a lot. That's not a knock, it's just they're in a rebuilding stage. But I'm more so leaning an Undisputed Era victory. I'm excited for that match. Any of these matches at NXT TakeOver could steal the show, but that match is going to be pretty incredible. We head towards the NXT North American Championship match. Adam Cole defending against Ricochet. This is another level for me. I'm very, very excited for this match. I love both of these two. It's gonna be fun. I more so... you see, there's a difference between wanting someone to win and who I think will win. I think... I don't even know. I could go either way. I think Adam Cole will retain. And I think I want Ricochet to win. But I love both of them. Ricochet is incredible. Adam Cole is incredible. This match is going to be incredible. Either way, it's a win-win, because I'm not... It's one of those matches where, I mean this in the best way, I don't really care who wins, because I love them both so much. So whichever way this goes, but my prediction is leaning a little more towards Adam Cole. It's going to be an incredible match. Then we head towards the NXT Women's Championship. The Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler, will take on Kairi Sane, the Pirate Princess. If you watched the Mae Young Classic last year, you know how I really enjoyed the finals. I really enjoyed their match. Shayna Baszler has come so far in a year. Kairi Sane is fantastic. Just what a sweetheart of a woman. Just the cutest girl. Just, you can't hate Kairi Sane. She's a goddamn pirate. You can't hate her. She's so fun. Just such a great soul. And Shayna Baszler is as rough and tough as they come. Their contrast of styles mix so well. I'm hoping for another great match between these two. Just heading towards Evolution and that, and with NXT Championship match, the NXT Women's Title match going to be at Evolution. I'm more saying that Shayna Baszler's going to retain than Kairi Sane winning. I just think if we want Kairi to be great, I think there's a little bit more of a build to do with Kairi. But it's not to say I'm saying, but I'm just leaning towards more of the Shayna Baszler retain. I'm expecting another great match. All of these matches are going to be fantastic matches. I just think that with the main event, if we've watched the last two main events, whatever it is. They had 3 matches or 2. Why am I blanking? They had the street fight and the unsanctioned match. Is that it on the takeovers? Why am I blanking? I don't even know. No, they had, So we go to last man standing for the NXT title, NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4. Obviously, this match is going to be absolutely insane. What the hell are they going to do to top their other matches? I don't even know. But I'm expecting an absolutely physical match this time for the NXT Championship. So much history that we don't really need to even explain. Everyone knows it. I was thinking about this last night. I was actually going, who the fuck's going to win this match? Originally it was meant to be with Aleister Black in a triple threat, and he got injured, which is, a bummer. But, positive side of things, we get another one-on-one match, last man standing. I'm just going to say I think Johnny Gargano's got this one. I do. I don't know why my heart and my head is telling me that, but I just think it's more Johnny Gargano than Tommaso Ciampa. But both of them are so great. They're so different. Tommaso is the ultimate heel. He is despicable and disgusting and grimy. And Johnny Gargano is the ultimate babyface. He is, he's the heart and soul of NXT. He is us. He is what we are. That match is going to be absolutely incredible for any of those matches to outdo those other matches on NXT. It's just going to be hard. I'm so glad that this is the NXT Championship match. It deserves to be the NXT Championship match. But I'm going on a point over here for Johnny Gargano, and I'm hoping for an NXT title win. It may be just a little biased, but I am leaning towards more of Johnny Gargano. I'm excited for NXT TakeOver. It's going to be hard for SummerSlam to follow NXT TakeOver, as it always is. But I'm excited. Brooklyn is my favorite city in the world for wrestling. I'm ready. I hope you all are ready. I invite you to watch out this weekend for my SummerSlam prediction show. There's a lot of matches to cover. That's going to be fun. Of course, everyone will be keeping a close eye on NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 and SummerSlam 2018. But this is me signing off for this episode, and I'll see you guys next time for my SummerSlam prediction show. Bye.
This is Wrestling Week Baby.